And Inferno is all done and dusted at this point. It does look like mousesports have come out victorious here on the backs of Oscar, really putting some fire downrange. But ultimately, this was a weird matchup for many different reasons. Of course, Chad Burchill and I will be trying to explain that to you in the most simple way we can possibly explain it. And I believe right off the tip of my tongue is going to be about Stico and mousesports.
Yeah, well, look, I think his reintroduction to the team has been something that we know should have never happened in the first place because he should never have been removed. That aside, if we just look at statistics for this game right here, the pyramid was meant to be simple, then electronic, then Flamey, then Edward, then Zeus. We've gone Zeus, Edward, electronic, Flamey, and simple. Zeus was putting up numbers. Inferno is one of those games where we know he can have a massive impact, especially on that CT side, but he was getting a lot of work done on the T side as well. What's really interesting is in the first half of this game, when we had NaVi on that T side, right? You have 4 rounds in a row that were ended by timeouts that they saved. They were holding on to guns, so they weren't really fighting for those occasions when they were getting shut out, right? And that's not great because those players who are surviving, if you don't know, if they survive the end of the round, they only carry that weapon and armor and utility through to the next round. They don't get the loss bonus. So certain players, 4 rounds in a row, weren't having the loss bonus restarted, so that's really going to hinder your economy, and it's hard to get everybody back on the same level. I want to point out as well, in that second half, they were mounting a decent comeback. They were fighting against all the gun rounds. You know, they were doing a really good job. They were going on the retakes. They were getting back into bomb sites. It was looking hot. Everyone was firing up. I was like, the NaVi comeback train is on. They went and lost to pistols. They lost to an explosion out of apps. That was the one round that really just undid them.
Ouch.
It's not
and
good.
Actually, you know, something else that caught my eye was perhaps even the first half of play where we looked at their CT sides over here on mousesports.
Yeah.
Yes, it ended into a 9-6 half, but you kind of get this feel of rhythm at least. You got this feel of, hey, we got the band back together, guys. You know, let's put out an album or something like that.
It's going to be a pretty good vibe, right? And Stico was doing a fantastic job. Something that I noted was, it wasn't just on him, but when I would see Simple go for a play through a smoke or he'd try a push where normally he'd get 2 or 3 kills and it'd be one of those simple moments, he wasn't really getting that done. He was getting shut down. He was getting traded out. And that's why I think he had such a rough time being able to have an impact within this game. But both teams started the halves the same way. You know, we had the CT sides win the pistol, and then from that point onwards, T's went 5 in a row. So we saw that instant reset come straight in, and that, I guess, that $1,900 bonus for the T's seemed like they were able to get enough weaponry together to win rounds that, you know, they were winning before anyway. So we haven't changed a lot.
Yes, and for what it's worth, in case you're just joining us, we're going to catch you up on the scoreline so we take a look at the highlights. It's going to be 16-11 in the way of mousesports on Inferno. They do have another map of Dust2 coming up in between these two teams. But one thing that's sticking out to me a little bit here was just kind of how close the first kills were on either side, Chad.
Yeah, and I think there was very good trading shown by both teams. So the first kills weren't necessarily going unpunished. There was decent trading in a lot of these environments because both teams, when they play in those mid-round scenarios, the focus is on trading and then playing the clutch situations better than your opponent. Got a B-Stream update. We haven't done one in a while. We had Astralis win the 2 maps in a row versus Hellraisers, and Big actually upsetting FaZe Clan 16-9 on Cache.
Right, and I do believe they have another map between them, Chad.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
and it's going to be the likes of Overpass. But, you know, actually, we've got a little special treat for you here. And, in fact, Chad has gone through the depths of what we call this thing of Twitter. And let's see what Chad came up with.
So I grabbed some tweets that I thought were quite interesting. This one here, sorry for the Danish on the screen. I don't want to insult everyone's eyes, but that's unfortunately what we're working with. This is from Pasha about the time with snacks in the roster. Now, I understand this, and look, I can completely appreciate his comment here. But the thing was, they had just won a trophy and still made this change. That's insane to think about that, right? They had just won ESL 1 New York, and they had gone on, and they were able to look like they had turned the ship around, and we we're going to see good signs out of mousesports, and they still wanted to make the change. That means, and you can read it here in the last part of his tweet, you know, obviously the money being the situation, but that's not the most important thing. It's about actually being a team. I have another tweet I want to bring up. This one's quite a funny one. We like gags around here. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong buttons.
What have you done now,
dear.
Chad?
Here it is. Let's see if we can get this one scoured on the screen. So this is a funny one. Sometimes we like gags. Here's Snacks lifting that ESL 1 New York trophy. And the gag is Chris J leading into LMBT. Get him out.
Get him out of here.
Get him
out of here.
Get him out.
Not necessarily what happened,
no,
but, you know,
it would
of course,
be funny
it's
if it
funny.
was.
It's for the laughs, for the giggles.
The gags.
Kind of like the two that are used to gagging, and just about everything would be our two commentators.
Not on sandwiches,
We're about
though.
time to jump into the next matchup. You guys took that the complete wrong way. It's unfortunate that you feel that way. Either way, we're going to be going to Dust2 to close out the day. So maybe I'll just keep rhyming. I just may lay by the bay and eat some hay. No, I'm kidding. What do you guys
I'm going
got?
to find myself in a bit of dismay.
No, stop. Yeah,
I'm just gonna call an end to
that was
this.
pretty nice, Trace. Thank you for that, dude.
How about a little bit of Dust2 action? Chad, give me some real analysis, then I'll ask these guys about what we're thinking.
Real analysis
going
on Dust2. Relatively weak map for NaVi. We've spoken about them needing to hedge bets over towards that B bomb site. Similar scenes to which I think the G2 roster find themselves in. But today they showed us a more active CD side. We need to see similar scenes out of NaVi because mousesports are looking hot. They definitely happy to have Stiko back in the roster because that's a big scalp to take, and that's the first loss for NaVi in the ESL Pro League.
And I think it'll be very interesting to see the CT sides come out again here for this mousesports lineup because it really does kind of look like the whole team is clicking back together. We do see a little bit of that double op, but more importantly, everyone seems to be right where they want to be.
Maybe they're smiling.
Stiko getting multiple kills throughout the duration of some rounds individually, which is also a foretelling sign. Kind of like I'm going to tell you to pay attention to these next two as we continue on our road to Odense. Guys, let's begin to get your thoughts on this matchup as we go into Dust2.
I don't want AWPs. I want Oscar on that auto shotgun. That's what I want.
Oh, you're being ridiculous.
Oh, we're on
right now.
Dust2. That's not going to work, is it?
I think the double AWPs, ignoring him, I think double AWP is going to be fantastic for mousesports here. And I think based on what we saw from Simple, there wasn't really anything to me that would say he's going to rival that right now. He was pretty quiet there till the very end. And that's concerning. We're going to need to see a good showing from Simple early on if NaVi want to pick this up.
Even the second man on the bottom of the scoreboard was Flamey as well. So, yeah, that's never fun, considering he is that secondary AWP player for NaVi. But we're heading into this. Maybe we can have a bit of a resurgence from the fraggers that we know on this NaVi side. We need it, Harry, after mousesports are a map up in this, well, 2 best-of-1 series, essentially, and now head forward into Dust2. Maybe chance for NaVi to bounce back.
Yes, indeed. mousesports versus NaVi here on Dust, about to be underway. So we can see NaVi over on that CT side. Taking a look at the buy, Hugo. Zeus going to be picking up the kit and a couple of flashbangs over on the side of mousesports. Look at what they're doing. They're charging over here towards these upper tunnels. Now going to duck down in through lower. You don't have a smoke. At least not one left to cross down in mid, so I don't see them going for this, but they're going to try and make it work anyway, barreling on in. The only issue is Simple. Oh my goodness, he's raw to life here to kickstart this pissed around for NaVi. Blink of an eye. It's just Oscar left, wondering where have his team gone? Why is he alone? What is the meaning of life?
Why is the ocean so deep?
These are all questions. Where is my damn sandwich? These are all questions that we'd love to know the answer to. And Oscar, he's going on a bit of soul searching here. Well,
his soul's splattered on the wall. That's about as far as it will get. So pissed around for NaVi there. We're going to be seeing mousesports now. A couple of K in the bag each. And yeah, just a standard eco here.
Yeah, they're going to buy it in the next round regardless. mousesports can't take solace in that fact. So we can see Zeus as well. He's running what I spoke to you about. Maybe we're going to see some of this more, just pistol action. No SMG picked up for him.
And this is another thing we were talking about in terms of the being map dependent on how you do these second rounds. Like in Inferno, maybe saving because you want utility, or maybe on the flip side, forcing because you can force all those close range gunfights with CZs on Inferno, up Banana in apartments, etc. Maybe on the T side here for mousesports, again, Dust2 is a map where pistols are just useless in so many situations. It's so hard to take map control pistols. Best option would be, and even then, it's a bit of a firing range. You've got Edward there with the M4 at range. So, yeah, this is the perfect round that mousesports can actually throw a full eco in. And they're using it more as a tactical pause, you can tell, because they're playing extremely safe here. Passive in the top and middle.
Not only that,
to discuss.
but NaVi have thrown out a lot of their utility in this round without actually having received any pressure from mousesports, which is great when it comes to forcing more rebuys into the following round. It's going to cost NaVi that much more, which when you think about now how much more cash strapped this CT side can be on the back of these economy changes and how this buy is going to get tested that much sooner, that actually becomes pretty significant. So Electronic, he's sat here over on the ramp. Let's wait and see. This should just be like shooting fish in a barrel. He has Simple here, him and his mate. Just laying waste to mousesports. It's only Sunny left alive. And Flamey bests him. But in a way, isn't the sun the biggest flame that we'll ever know?
I mean, no. We've already found bigger suns than our sun, so I'm already going to disprove that. Nice try, Harry.
Dearie me.
2-0 for NaVi here, but we have got the big old Krieg out on Chris. He's not going for that AWP. Of course, not got the money for it right now. He's charging out long, and that is fantastic. Doesn't even need to scope in.
Yeah.
The man has come to life, Harry, roaring here on long, and I'm all for it.
I'm all for it as well. Chris J, going to be the meta-changing individual. He did it with the MP7. He changed everyone's hearts and minds on that. He's done it with the scouts. We'll gloss over this one. Simple does best in there. But I guess it is mind over meta. Simple. Still over here at the back of the A bomb site. That nade does great damage onto Oscar. So now as he even thinks about edging around this corner, it becomes that much more of a potential death sentence. Electronic just waiting. That's a very deep smoke, but serve all too much of a purpose. Oscar actually going to drop Electronic, so 3-on-3, still a chance here for mousesports.
Oh, that will lose it though. Flamey takes down Robson. These last two players are already low HP. Oscar is going to go have a frag, but Stiko's crept into that B bomb site in the meantime, so distraction taken from Robson Oscar in middle. But does he realize, does Edward know? Stiko's going to go checking, and he finds the kill as well. Now this bomb plant can come through. Simple's on a long rotate, drops off at the top of Cat and comes in through the CT spawn, but Stiko's going to get aggressive here. He's not going to go play that traditional tunnels position. So if Simple comes in through the door, Stiko may have this round. The unfortunate part is Simple's coming right from behind Stiko, and it's just a game of luck, a game of timing here. And Stiko, I think he's going to get the better of it. Nice work. And yeah, somehow mousesports pulling themselves out of a dire situation. And Stiko, the latest addition to the team, he's back, Harry. He's making a name for himself.
He is, he's making a name for himself, Hugo. All over again. You can't reinvent the wheel, but you can reinvent Stiko.
Uh-oh, okay. That's the way you go with that. Either way, mousesports trying to reinvent themselves in round number 4 as NaVi have forced up the issue. Ooh, AWP on Simple, and that's going to go for a shot on mid, but not connecting. mousesports bursting long in the meantime because they've realised that this 1-AWP down on mid, its chances are that this position doesn't have an AWP. Problem is now it does, because Simple's wrapped in through the CT spawn, and he's got to be up against the scout of Chris. Deep in the pit. Ooh, careful.
Well, Chris J certainly has made a bit of a name for himself in the past with this scout, so he's looking to try and instill terror in the hearts and minds of his enemies. There is Zeus here with just a Deeg. Ooh, Simple does get tagged by that scout second time around. Chris J gonna find him, and now this is where things get a little bit scary. Zeus only armed with that Deagle, and Electronic gonna get toppled immediately inside of this bomb site. Suddenly, it's a mousesports round all day long as they lock in a second. They keep 5 alive, and on the back of it, they send NaVi's economy back to the depths as well. Chris J going to be keeping that scout out and about over on this mousesports side.
Oh, bit of a tag to the leg as well. Flamey caught on the cross. Sonny is going to move up short and finish off the job at least. But yeah, this should be a nice, smooth and clean round for mousesports. No reasons why NaVi could be getting away with more than a kill or two. And even then, that's asking for quite a lot. Sonny cutting off that short position, meaning he can't get rushed while he peeks himself down middle. Make sure low is clear, mid is clear. Well, the latter of which couldn't be further from the truth. Edward's about to sneak on through in the timing. It's all about it, but Oscar's in the spawn watching from the top, sorry. In the meantime, B's been given up. And again, on these kind of pistol rounds, you can afford to give up a bomb site in hopes of stacking somewhere else and getting an essential 2v1 fight. How does Oscar get both those shots from spawn, killing Zeus? Simple going to eventually take down Sunny, but he will not stand for much longer. mousesports, they won this round. It's just down to Electronic looking for exits.
Yeah, maybe looking to exit as he sits over here on the cart. I do sometimes think of this car as like, you know, the correct proportions. Do you think an actual one of the CTs or one of the Ts could get in that, Hugo?
No, it's definitely out of proportion.
I think it's too small, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Why, what did you think? It was too big?
Well, no, like...
It's tiny. When they crouch, they're as tall as it. When I crouch behind a car, Harry, maybe I'm just really small, and I didn't think I was. When I crouch behind a car, I'm not as tall as
Why
the
are you
car.
crouching behind cars?
You
What, like dodgy
ask those
dealings are you
questions.
getting up to?
Yeah. Save that for later. Me and my car crouching is irrelevant.
Oh, no. Well... Sonny's not crouching behind a car. He's been thrown under a bus. Edward going to go ahead and find himself a quick double over here at Long. He's shut everything down. And now Chris J. Oh,
no.
He's been dropped as well. mousesports. In amongst the confusion, they run into a blender. It's Electronic finding 3 at the short position. NaVi locking in a third round. We're all tied up, Hugo. And it's back to the drawing board now for mousesports.
That is as smooth as a smoothie that Electronic is making up on short. Filled with corpses. Probably not too healthy. 3 rounds of
Delicious,
NaVi.
though.
Huh?
Delicious, though.
I mean, you speak for yourself, Harry. I'm back on big old guns here for NaVi and Simple. A threatening beast with any weapon, but especially that AWP. He'll drop ROPS up on Long. Boost up on the site as well, coming in from Simple. It's only going to try and chase this catwalk push, but it's been smoked, it's been mollied, it's been everythinged by NaVi. We'll eventually get control as they run out of utility, but Electronic, he doesn't run out of bullets. He'll put a couple in the head of Sunny there, so NaVi already off to a 5v3 in this rifle round. Certainly a fearful one for mousesports now being in a very awkward spot. We talked about the potential double up. That's not happening. It's the double scope, though, because Chris J's back on that Krieg. It is the T-side after all. You don't want to double up as much. Stiko jumping to his death. He'll go be sent into orbit. Simple fires down from the top of the site, jumping up again, and Simple is just making it look easy here. Oscar's all that stands for mousesports, and he probably won't stand for too much longer.
Yeah, there's a lot of players round the back. More players actually behind him than there were in front.
But once he turned around, surely behind him it is in front.
That's why perspective is an important context as well, Hugo.
Yeah.
Wow. Quick, moment of silence for that.
It's getting deep, isn't it?
Well, not quite as deep, perhaps, as the Molotov's going to have to go if they want to delay this push in towards this B-bomb. So, maybe not. Maybe there's not going to be one at all. They throw a quick curveball in, down through lower tunnels. Now going to try and blitz their way out in towards mid. And they have been allowed to get past the initial man down in CT, but Electronic from atop his tower does shut down everybody over here in middle. 4 frags to his name. And the last man going to get farmed up by Edward. So a quick 5th on the board for NaVi. Still, money a real problem here over on the side of mousesports, who, as of yet, haven't really exploded into this map, it feels like. Not in the same way that we see Electronic doing right now, or Simple over on the side of NaVi. 2 names that were completely absent for them over on Inferno. Well, Electronic not so much, but certainly not to what were the standard that we're used to seeing.
Ooh. Well, he's absent at this round because ROPS has gone off spawn with the AWP, and he's found that kill. Still the double AWP remaining for NaVi. That's one factor to remain aware of. Flamey and Simple, of course, on those. Flamey, he's locking in middle as well. We've got Simple up on the catwalk. Flamey's going to throw a deep nade in, but they've already pushed ahead of that. Certainly he's got to be cautious as well. We'll climb back up the catwalk where NaVi have Simple sat, and this is such a good position to get a pick and drop off. He can even call for a flashbang over the top of the wall if he needs it. And yeah, he's ready for it. He's waiting for his team flash to come over. T flash out, CT flash there, and there it is. He goes for the shot, but actually gets tagged and has to fall down. Molotov to stop them from chasing him while he repositions up on cart, a more common spot for Orpers as well. Instead of just play the bomb site. Being 15 HP, doesn't really want to sit on the car and just get wall banged out by a bullet or a nade. Instead, he plays the site. mousesports very, very slow in this round, despite having this man advantage. In fact, the B site is completely open. NaVi have fully rotated off of it. They've gamble stacked A, and it couldn't have been a better call made because mousesports are about to walk right into this.
What Flamey flashed away. That first man going to get past, but Zeus here, that bait and switch, while their attention focused elsewhere. He now emerges from the woodwork. Flamey going to find another, and it's Simple and Edward holding down the fort. Just Oscar left alive again. And NaVi, this is a very different NaVi to what we saw over on Inferno. Simple, electronic. Flamey as well, you know, all very much starting to wake up here. And that's crucial, because up until now, NaVi, you know, they've gone undefeated. They've been looking good in the Pro League of what we've seen thus far. I lost that first map to mousesports just moments ago, and they're not looking to repeat that once again. Plus, I think, you know, for NaVi, you've got to be a little bit worried about this potential of the double AWP heading into the CT side, right? So it's good that Simple is finding his footing now on their CT side half. He's putting up these numbers now, having a very good time, I think, building that confidence, because effectively, you know, when he's over on the T side, he's going to be the guy having to go into those like 1v2 or kind of, you know, the man out dueling, not just Oscar, but also Chris J as well, right? So he's certainly got to start to emerge as the dominant AWPer. And he's been doing that right now.
Oh, we've got a couple of scopes up on mousesports in this round, but that's about it. 3 pistols. Zeus is close on long, and he might be flashed into this one. In fact, Sonny's going to be walking around the corner, and Zeus gives away his position. He needs to be challenged here by all the T's, but the flashbang's perfect, and they're all blinded. 3 frags in an instant here from NaVi. Edward will eventually fall to that AWP, scavenged by Rops. And so Simple's going to back out eventually, but it's still a 3-on-2. Despite the casualties for NaVi, they're in control of this round. mousesports are backing out of long, but in the meantime, Flamey's pushed into the lower tunnels to try and have a bit of an angle on mid. mousesports have to go A here, and this is a really good setup, because Simple has a T-spawn on lock, and he's going to get the information. Rops is dead. And Chris is all that stands now for mousesports. 1v3 up against 2 AWPs, so he's going to have to hit some serious shots.
He is, but Chris J loves a good clutch with an AWP. You know, you think back to New York, there's now a play that's been ingrained in everyone's minds from this man, admittedly back on Mirage, so... Yeah, he's not keen on reliving that now, that's for sure. He's going to get put down by Electronic. NaVi, 7-3. They're looking flawless right now on this CT side. mousesports just cannot figure out what's been going wrong. They picked up 3 rounds earlier in succession. Since then, last 4 going the way of NaVi.
Krieger's back in town for Chris. Should go for a long pick as well. The Molotov just lands right before he goes for it. There's a second molly as well. Chris has got to run because he's about to burn, and he pushes ahead of the molly rather than behind. That may not be a good decision, but he gets away with a frag, somehow taking down Zeus. Clearly learnt the spray control of that weapon. Not that it's really that hard. It's down and left, for those wondering. Quite simple.
That is one more instruction than I can keep up with. Hello, CZ user here. But man, advantage taken for mousesports early on, and this is probably one of the best situations we've seen them in quite some time, all on the back of that opener found by Chris J. Now they turn their attention towards short, and Electronic still yet to hear much. Going to start to now hear these footsteps, and that's prompted the rotation back round from Flamey. Oh, Chris J trying to make a name for the SG since those changes came in. Just $50 more than the AK now, so if ever there was a time. I feel like Chris J is just like friends with the Valve devs, because notice every like weird weapon he uses just gets like reduced in like the next update. Like think about the MP7. Oh, they brought the cost of that down. Now the SG. He just loves it. You know, if he starts using the M249 and suddenly it's like the M249 is now free in the pistol round. It's like, okay. All right, Chris. We get it. We see what you're doing. But going to be a 4th round here for mousesports, Hugo. And also, they keep 5 alive.
That they do. No one's going to hunt down these saving players. Again, Simple is on the B-bomb site with an AWP, so not really a fight that you should be taking if you're mousesports. Give him that gun. It's okay. just be happy you won the round, and I'm sure they are. 4 on the T side now. As we start to near the end of the first half. This is yet to be established where this can go, and this is the round, Harry. This is how we find out how the rest of the half goes. It's either a NaVi stomp or mousesports will make it equal, and this is how we tell. If NaVi win this follow-up round, it's a reset, mousesports get crushed, and they probably fall apart in the last few rounds. I mean, they will have a bye to follow up, so it's, you know, isn't set in stone by any means. In the flip side, if mousesports win this, they break the NaVi money. Oh, no, sorry. Simple's on 10k. It'll be fine. But, yeah, either way, this could be mousesports' chance back into the half, considering they're only on 4 right now. NaVi actually have way more money than I was expecting. I just saw Zeus and Flamey's cash deteriorated, but the other 3 players have 7k more, so... Pressure really is on mousesports to convert this next round. Electronic, that could be a good nade, but a bit too deep.
This is actually quite an interesting time if you want to look at economy for either one of these teams, because mousesports surviving with 5 alive in the previous as well now means they can sustain a bye anyway. But here we go, Simple. It's going to be a bit of a shooting gallery for him here as they work their way in close. Oscar is there to shut him down. Zeus chiming in with one. Electronic onto another. It's Stiko to trade back, but there's still Zeus at the ramp. Still putting up numbers and still locking in this round. Rops toppled down in mid, and NaVi going to pick up an 8th here. And on the back of that, you can see the effect this has had. mousesports, they have another buy in the tank, but it's not going to be fantastic. You don't have the AWPs. You don't have all the utility you possibly need heading into this, and that's what you imagine this tactical timeout's going to be about now. Do you want to, you know, throw this buy in, bearing in mind you can get rifles on everyone, you can have utility, or do you want to take maybe a partial investment, go for the AWP in the following round? I think for mousesports, you know, nothing. I haven't really seen too much that works reliably, right? It's always been like on like the back of some one-off, like. You know, I mean, you think about the 3 rounds they get in rapid succession, that's because they broke the economy of NaVi. That was what led them to get that.
The one round where Chris J just wrecks everyone with the SG.
Yeah. So it's been on the back of some individual performances here from mousesports, and those are not reliable. So with this buy, I am curious to see what way they went with it, and they have indeed gone with the glass cannon AWP on Oscar. Already, though. Sonny's been plucked from long by Flamey on this secondary AWP, and he still stands firm, still ready to try and repel this mousesports offensive.
Flash over the top, and that's going to push Flamey back to the site. Oscar's actually taking him down, so again, glass cannon, but he's still going to find the worth out of that weapon. Simple hasn't gone down just yet, and he's deep on the B-bomb site, committed. So right now, he's probably cut out of this round until the bomb at least goes down. That's if it gets that far, because Electronic in through the smoke like a demon. He's going to find 3 kills before the trade eventually comes through. Oscar will keep things in check, but, oh, not very well, because it's a 1v3, sorry, and the bomb's down. That smoke about to dissipate, and then Oscar's completely screwed. Even if he gets a shot into a CT player and surprises them by popping up on the car, Zeus is on the site to instantly trade, and Zeus has a Molotov for it as well, so not even the kill, only the tag, and then Zeus is just so ready for this. This should not be a kill for Oscar. The Molly peeks him wide, and oh my god, Oscar. It's making this interesting at least. He's made it a 1-on-2, and already tagged down Simple, forces another shot, and there's Edward on short. Well timed on that final peek. NaVi going to win the round after all, but can't say I wasn't worried there for a second.
Yeah, we had to see this replay from Electronic. Wow. Didn't even mean to get Stiko. And that's the turning point of that round, needless to say. Yeah, the stars aligning for NaVi, up 9-4. Another pause called on him by the sounds of things. This time it's going to be a tactical timeout. Once again, for mousesports.
They've used 3.5.
Yeah, I thought you said 3.5. I was like, what does that even mean? When did they throw in a half pause? But no, yeah, I mean, they're certainly feeling the pressure now. This is them looking a bit out of their depth. And usually, you know, we speak about Dust2 as being a, you know, like almost one of the ideal maps for this mousesports roster, right? The double AWP for Chris J and Oscar is one that's so scary to run into in theory. And, you know, I mean, admittedly, haven't seen much of it because it's over on the T side. My big worry now becomes, though, you put so much emphasis around that double AWP setup between those two. It means that if you never get the money for it on the CT side, then, you know, you do kind of struggle to prop yourself up in the same way that maybe we're seeing NaVi do right now. We're just running the solitary AWP this time on Flamey. An interesting change there.
They know they should be up against pistols at the very least, so maybe not wanting to run into exactly this problem, right? Luckily enough, they will be able to get rid of it. Simple with a couple of kills down middle as well. But
good old Simple.
Yeah, just normal. Nice easy spray. Yeah, if they had 2 AWPs there, certainly could have been a problem for NaVi. And considering they didn't save them, you may as well just, go for rifles one round, buy up AWPs in the next. And it's exactly what they've done, Harry. In fact, even wasted a spare M4 on the floor there. Actually, the real wasted M4 is the one in Edward's hands because it's an A1S. He should have gone for the A4. Obviously, it's preference, but... Look at this aggression. Simple, man. He is deep in the tunnels. He is about to get pounced on from behind, so he needs to realize that as Rops gets himself into position. Simple going to be caught with his pants down, and Rops is going to find that kill. Even a second as Zeus gets caught out and lower as well. Chris has somehow bailed his team out with a kill to Electronic. And what's happened? A 5v3 into a 2-on-2. NaVi have crippled.
Yeah, Rops trying to secure this B bomb site in the meantime. Flamey. Oh, but Edward could shut this whole round down if he finds this, but no, he's missed the shot. And Chris J with the SG gonna go to get rid of him. Now it's Flamey. 1v2, gonna peek on in, and he does spot Chris J. In the meantime, Rops swings wide and will be cementing a 5th round on the board for mousesports.
How the
NaVi,
hell?
I don't know. I mean, it didn't feel like the mousesports got... I mean, Rops did great to find a double, right? But there's no denying that NaVi may be getting a little bit too big for their boots. Very overzealous, very overconfident there towards the end of that first half. Everyone just trying to get it over and done with. But still, 10-5, not the worst of halves. It could have been 11-4, but that's one thing that you hope doesn't come back to punish NaVi too heavily.
Yeah, right. We had that earlier in one of those NIP games. If you remember, I think it was the first game of the day. Like NIP, they had a great start to the half. Like they were a huge lead, and then the last couple of rounds, they just kind of pugged it and just played super puggy and rushed out into bomb sites with no flashes. Just went for individual fights, and then they lost 2 or 3 rounds. It ended up costing them the game. So.
Actually, I think you are recalling the NIP versus NaVi game.
Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
Wow, time flies.
And that was, indeed, it was towards the end of the half. They started to just throw in some more pug cut style strategies, and that was what ultimately kind of led to them giving the last few away.
Yeah, you're right. That was yesterday. Sorry, I'm just completely mixing up the days.
It's okay though, man. You are,
a lot of Counter-Strike here, Harry.
There is, and the
love
days all just blur into one when you spend it watching this wonderful game. 10-5, Hugo.
10-5.
At the end of this first half, and. For any NaVi fans out there, it's probably welcome to see Simple and Electronic. They're the 2 guys top of the board right now for this NaVi side, as should be.
Even Flamey as well, he's having a good game, and that's another factor that, again, didn't really show in Inferno. Simple and Flamey were the guys struggling. Again, Simple did bring it back without doubt, but didn't win them the game, whereas this time it may.
But then we can look towards some silver linings here for the mousesports guys, and that's that they're going to be moving into the side now where they can run this double AWP setup. You can have that split between Chris J and Oscar. That's going to be exciting to see. One thing I'm curious about, though, is we've just seen Snacksmaker's departure. He was actually pretty good on Dust for this team. A real nuisance in particular over on this CT side. You frequently see him going for things like short aggression back whenever I would watch him play. I'm curious where you put Stiko in this sort of arrangement. How does that slot into it? This is the side that I'd say is going to be more affected out of the 2 of them in terms of how you're looking to play it.
I mean, the B site on most maps is typically like the anchor spot, like okay, you've got to play this hard position. Short could also be that, but it really depends how mousesports approach. It's like, what setups are they going for? Are they going for heavy mid? Are they going for double long? But in this one, they really are going for heavy mid. Look at Sunny. Wow. Oh my God. Those are some odds. Like, yeah. I'm saying there's some money on mousesports there if you believe. And Oscar does. He's hiding in the smoke, but Edward's 1 step ahead. He does take him down. And now let's open things up for NaVi.
Yeah, Sunny sneaking on out towards mid. Stiko here inside of the A-bomb site. Going to try and hold his own. Does tap down Electronic, but going to get caught by Simple at long. Just Sunny and Rops left in this, but the bomb dropped right now. Sunny, those missed shots cost him dearly, leaving Rops so much left to do. NaVi going to be securing the pist around here on their T side, and that there is where things get a little bit dire now for mousesports. Do you want to go ahead and take the eco now, try and go for the buy in the following round, or do you want to go for the more conventional pre-update, you know, force buy here and then full buy into round number 4?
It is Dust2 again, so I'm not expecting to see a force buy on either side. More common on the CT than the T, but yeah, not today. Not at an 11-5 scoreline. You want that early buy up ASAP.
The one issue I see with going, you know, like, the early buy is great, right? But like, you're not going to have head armor. You know, these SMGs as a result are still dangerous. You know, potentially you just upgrade all the NaVi for free. And I know you should be going every round, you know, with the intention that you can win it. But mousesports haven't been playing very well on this map. You know, you have Sunny bottom of the board. He's got 3 kills. That is a worrying sign at the times. I feel like if you're mousesports, you want everything you can get. I would be waiting to get the AWPs personally in the hands of Chris J and Oscar. They're not going to be able to afford them in this next round. But, you know, you also understand you need every buy you can get at this point in time, right? You're going to go... It will be 12-5 down at the end of this round unless you do the impossible. And that now has been made really impossible thanks to Edward.
Is impossible not as impossible as really impossible? Like,
yeah, that is how the tiered system works, actually. Yeah.
Just when you think impossible isn't enough, there's really impossible. Is that the next, like, Tom Cruise film? Mission Really Impossible.
Yeah, Mission Really Impossible.
12-5 here.
Can't wait
NaVi.
till that hits cinemas. Yeah. I'm excited.
Chris J, he's not gone for the AWP parry, but he has got a scope. We've seen him utilize this round after round, and today is no exception. He's got the AUG. Now, we've seen some highlights on the SG, not on the AUG. Bernardo, you got a couple of kills on Inferno.
Yeah, I still have yet to learn any love for the AUG, the old bullpup.
Ooh.
Oscar, oh, look at him go. He's got a sneaky silenced M4 as well. As he's pushed all the way up towards the top mid, that's going to be electronic. Spotting him out. I guess it's really looking like to paint what electronic did in a positive light. Spotted him, yes, through dying. Man advantage gained for mousesports. And here we go. Chris J on the AUG.
Tell me he was scoped in for that kill. Like, this is a range. Again, I've not used the AUG enough to know it. Like, I know the M4 or the AK, but man, if he's hitting shots unscoped, I know it's obviously accurate, right? But he is making it look very, very easy. Even got the boost up on short here. Simple. Creeping up to this A-bomb site, and he could maybe get the timing and make his way across without anyone having any information, apart from the fact that Chris J is watching this cross. And that's why Stiko's not peeking, because Chris J has a really good angle down in mid. Simple smoking him off, trying to cut off that sight line with the AUG, and now making his way to the site. Stiko sits at the back. But Simple's got to expect someone here, because he's not seen anyone on A just yet. We've even got a short player to make things worse. Sunny's going to take down Simple. Stiko's still here at the back as well. The flash is over the top, and that allows Stiko to line them up and knock them down. Nice round from mousesports. That's exactly what they needed, a flawless buy round.
Yeah, you don't often see many of them. That was kind of, you know, the one thing we were highlighting is would the lack of utility, the lack of the ops prove to be a problem, and apparently not. Now, over on the side of NaVi, the money is pretty dire. Ooh. Surely not. Christian.
Dirt.
I kind of love him.
Yeah, if he makes it work, more respect, because despite the money changes, I kind of predicted we wouldn't see as many AUGs and SGs as people made out. And again, we are early, right? People may be still learning those guns.
I mean, do you remember like when the Negev got reduced and everyone's like, that's it, everyone's just going to Negev, and then it was like, oh, it's actually not as great as, I'll just stick with my AK.
That's the thing, it's like it hasn't got the versatility, right? When you add in a gun like that, the same as maybe the R8, for example, it's like, it's really good in some situations. Same as shotguns. Shotgun is so good for a certain position on a map. But say you're playing B with a shotgun here, right? And then they plant A, you're screwed. You're totally screwed. There's nothing you can do. So the Negev, great for maybe, you know, a B tunnels push, but not quite for an A long hold, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas this gun, I mean, this works like any other rifle. You can use that wherever you want.
Yeah, but I still think, you know, like, I mean, actually, I don't want to start making claims and stuff at it. Yeah, I mean, I don't really use the AUG a lot.
Yeah.
You know, that's my one issue. So, you know, yeah, I mean, Chris J, he's trying to make me love it, and he's doing a good job right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bust it out when we play tonight. CS, that is. This just sounds really odd, the way you were looking at me.
Oh.
Chris J, continuing. Gonna go ahead and drop electronic down here in middle. making them respect the small green gun. Look at him go.
This is a majestic creature out in the wild. And NaVi, they're like those poachers that actually got eaten by the lions.
That was such a good story.
I love reading that. Isn't that great?
There's only one thing that should be poached, and that's egg.
Vegans would disagree.
Yeah, even then, I can't really get behind that. Here we go. Zeus has an AK. Now he doesn't. Edward left in a 1v4, and he's up here on the boost at long. He's the one dude in matchmaking that we all despise. He didn't know this angle existed. Now he's having a great time up here. That's the guy in matchmaking, not Edward. I can assure you he's been here before. He's just going to opt to hold on to the AK. mousesports will be picking themselves up a 7th round, though.
Yeah, and 4 alive at the end of this one as well. Another cleanish round for mousesports where money's going to be built up. They're going to start to get back into the swing of things. Chris J is feeling it. I'm in full support. And 7 rounds here for mousesports. So baby steps, Harry, but they're making it work. NaVi cannot afford to throw away this game. And we kind of already talked about how maybe that last round could come back to bite them of the previous half, where they just rushed and went super aggressive down mid and got a 5v3 and threw it away to Rops and Chris. Well, now that 13th round would have been really, really nice for NaVi because they are desperately hunting for anything they can get. Edward is out here on long, though. Look at this aggression. The 1 AK saved from the previous round, surrounded by pistols. Stiko is definitely going to check this, but Edward walks into the smoke. Oh, he's fully covered here, and he's going to push up long. Oscar's getting taken down. He's not ready for that one. Stiko fires off, but he only gets a single kill to the player that was already low. Guns are now being retrieved, and mousesports are down a man.
Yeah, that AK has been passed on. Zeus has retrieved an AWP as well. Securing that from the body of Oscar. So this now shapes up to be a decent purchase here for NaVi. Edward shutting down Chris J. Surely NaVi don't find around here, as it is just Sunny and Rops left alive. Now Sunny underperforming in this game in comparison to what we're used to seeing from him. He has been struggling. And now so much of this going to reside on his ability to single-handedly anchor down this A-bomb site. Edward and Zeus. Edging forward, Electronic looking to join the fray. Simple might get caught out, and indeed he does by Rops. That now is going to spur the rest of the NaVi boys on to try and make this play happen. Sunny swings wide, finds a quick double. It's just Electronic who looks in trouble. 1v2, and Sunny's going to shut everybody down over here towards long. As he shines through in the end. It's going to be mousesports securing an 8th round. Sunny in that one, almost doubling his kills in this game as well.
Great round from Sunny. So unfortunate for Simple in lower tunnels. He was holding that mid push. He looks away and Rops walks through. I can't imagine the frustration of losing that fight. Literally a second the difference for Simple. And that may have been a 1 round, even with Sunny getting 3 kills, because then you have the rest of your team slowing down and waiting for Simple up on Cat. But no one's slowing down here on NaVi. They have charged into B. Chris J has given up the AUG for an AWP, and I can't help but say it's an upgrade. He's already taken 1. Oh, the cross shot. He dropped the bomb as well through the door. That wasn't even in through the door. That was the gap through the smoke. Flamey dead. Chris J almost diving through for another to try and stop this bomb plant, but instead he gets smoked off once again. NaVi trying to keep him on the other side of this wall, and they've done a good job. The problem is they're down a man. And Stiko, he's on the flank. This is huge.
Yeah, Stiko could do everything here. Simple.
Oh.
Is waiting for him. Oh, just gonna look away as Stiko peeks in, but Zeus on a flank of his own now throws this whole round into chaos, and Edward shuts down 1. It's a 1v2 for Chris J needed, and with Zeus wrapping round in through mid, there should be absolutely no way. He shuts it down, and NaVi will be picking up a 13th. 13-8.
It's a game of bottom fraggers. Zeus coming in with a huge 3k on that B bomb site, some great flanking kills right after Sunny, who was also bottom of his own team, gets a 3k to pull it back from a man disadvantage.
Such a crucial round though, because you look at the effect this has had. mousesports with no money, they've gone for a purchase up on Oscar. They've thrown him the AWP across. That was Sunny to drop it. Oscar now buying up armor, going to try and push his way up here towards short. Has to be careful though. 2 players down in lowers. No one keeping an eye on this. Now he looks to try and be the man to do it. just leaves mid as NaVi start to take control of this portion of the map. He's going to get boosted up instead. But you've put a lot of pressure on the back of one man. NaVi taking it. Oh my goodness.
Hello.
He's just trying to come up with this now.
Yeah, he's just going head to head on full on Mario here. Oh, not going to work though. Secondary up on Edward here rather than Flamey, and NaVi have taken that weapon down out of the hands of Oscar. Sonny retrieves it, but that's not going to work either. It's Rops' turn now. We all get a go here on the AWP. Problem is, neither of them have found a frag, and NaVi are about to split this A bomb site. They've taken short. There's no one here. They dropped into the CT spawn. Zeus legged, but he still takes a kill with him, and he's not even dead as well. Robs has got the deagle out, but he's being wrapped on the right side of mid, and Flamey's cleaned up the last couple. Nice round from NaVi. Clean as can be. 5 alive and 14 on the board. mousesports finally have the money back.
Yeah, mousesports cobbling together the buy that they can. Oscar going to be donning the scout. Chris J with the ult. Bit of a role reversal here for these two. Simple not going to find anything through mid, but Edward does. So that's damage inflicted onto Rops. Oh, okay. Oscar does answer back, and Chris J now finding Edward over here at long. NaVi, this was looking like such a good round for them early. Electronic has managed 1 kill, a little bit more damage onto Sonny, chases him down, and that could be the frag that decides the outcome of this round. We're back into a 3-on-3, but you've lost both players in mid. That leaves Rops alone, and he's going to go ahead and get annihilated by Simple. Stiko gets caught pushing long, and it's just Chris J wondering where this went. Oh, it's so wrong for mousesports.
If Stiko got that kill, that's the round 1 for Mouse, maybe, because that was the bomb on Zeus. He was picking it up from back long. His team were in B. They were nowhere near him. Stiko drops the bomb there. Suddenly, Chris comes to join him, and NaVi essentially have to retake the long control just to grab their bomb back. And even then, there might not be enough time to convert the round. So NaVi now just 1 kill away from getting match point here on Dust2. The smoke is down in the doors. Chris J again cordoned off. And he's not going to be able to get back into this one anytime soon, even giving away his position with a shot. Looking for a little more, but Simple's done it. And NaVi have done it. 15 rounds. They've at least guaranteed overtime here for the final map of the night. But they want to go that one step further, Harry. And with $2,000 in the bank from mousesports, this should be doable.
Oh, you take a look at the investment here. And it's not fantastic over on the side of Mouse. Sonny, I'm going to try and make it work regardless. Does actually... oh my goodness. These scouts, how's this happened? 2 kills coming in on the back of them. Luckily enough, Zeus does get rid of Chris J over here towards long, but Oscar in the meantime snuck all the way up through mid. And actually, Flamey's been keeping an eye on this, but Zeus, in these last few rounds, he's stepped up massively. Edward even going to go and shut down Rops. It's just Sonny and Stiko left, and once was looking like such a good round here. Oh, but they could find the bomb. It's on the back of Zeus, and he's looked good in these last few rounds. He's going to keep putting up numbers. Now he's got Flamey here to bail them out. Stiko burning to death, 1 HP, and things still heating up. He's able to get out of there for the time being. But Edward wrapping round. That will be the end of this one, and NaVi, they close out this map as they are able to see it through to the bitter end.
Yeah, bitter for mousesports, if anything, right? The good part is at least they split it. They get a map each. They go 1-1, picking up Inferno, of course, but you know, new roster for mousesports, recently adding in Stiko back into this team after the departure from Snack, so that's always good. And yeah, we've got the boys back on the desk with us here.
Yes, we are certainly here. Thank you very much, Hugo. And Harry, of course, your efforts are always noted and appreciated, guys. You guys are really crushing it, coming to your own. Now, that I've got that out of the way, let's talk about this entire matchup and why it is that seemingly Zeus is running around having a heyday and Electronic is short-circuiting these guys.
You're feeling that running through your bones. You're feeling powerful.
Through
You're
my
feeling
plums,
it.
Chad. Through my loins.
Electronic it felt like every single kill that this guy had was an impact frag. In that first half, you know, he had that CZ round where he's up on cap, picks up that AK through the smoke, grabs some multi-kills there. He pushes through the smoke at Penguin. That's the crossing at Long. Call it Penguin Crossing because in 1.6, when you used to run past and you look at it from City Spawn, look like little penguins running past. Anyway, that's a cool little tidbit for everybody playing at home.
Nice.
You know, then on the T side, he pulls out the Galil. He gets those 2 big kills just here to close out the game. I just want to say, Electronic, new favorite player. I'm the #1 Electronic fan in the whole world. This guy, what a monster.
Makes absolutely sense. You know why? Because he was rocking 101.5 ADR. This guy was on an absolute tear at 24 frags and 15 deaths. Most of those you guys probably all caught. Is that right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it wasn't even just Electronic. Edward had a sick game, and he's been someone who's not really been underperforming, but when you got simple, flamey Electronic on your team, there's not really room for any more fraggers. So Edward coming in with 21 kills, that's always nice.
He is right.
Chad, close us out on the thoughts here that are NaVi versus mousesports.
The whole evening has been relatively par for the course, considering all series were split. You know, you have to think about this. I think tonight we've seen good signs out of Fnatic. You know, NaVi, they lost a map, I guess, now. They've played 6 games. So everybody's doing as expected so far in Pro League. There's nothing really to write home about.
Well, then perhaps we won't write home. Perhaps we'll just talk about today's results and how all of this came to fruition. Because you know what, Chad? This season is slipping by. It's coming by fast and furious. And my God, let me run through the results and nobody say a freaking word, right? We got FaZe Fnatic squared off in 2 maps there in the beginning. It does look like a little bit of a split there in terms of a 1-1 on each side. Then we had the likes of Fnatic squaring off in 2 maps again. So we had the doubleheader there, where in which, you know, they split maps again. So that's going to be a growing trend tonight. And then if we carry on down this road, we just watched Mouse and NaVi square off. And boy, was that one for the ages. Harry Russell from Brighton, England.
Yeah, man, it was great. It was a fantastic game.
When you square off that much, do you need to use one of those?
That's a rectangle.
I think if it's like Harry, it's like one of these.
Oh,
sorry, it was too easy. Low-hanging fruit. Let's continue down this path, though, because the Pro League is not done, ladies and gentlemen. Season 8 is still here live, and, well, day number 6 for the North American broadcast is coming right up. Perhaps we take a look at some of the matches that they could be expected to watch, which are going to start with the likes of Complexity and Envious, Ghosted, and the Renegades, finishing it all off with a little bit of energy and Rogue. And if you look over on the other stream, MIBR versus E United. I know MIBR is coming off the back of some travel to Brazil, so I'll be really curious to see if they're in a jet lag state of mind.
They should be all right. You know, when the top 6 teams for the North American region qualify, it's even hard to fill those spots. So let's see what the Crypt Keepers can bring us tonight.
Yes, the Crypt Keepers will be left in charge of this entire premise. Of course, that leaves us to leave this entire studio to do things of our own accord and have fun as we'd see fit. And of course, that's up to us to decide and not you. But if you want to get involved in that, perhaps we take a look at tomorrow's match day.
That's my kind of fun.
Yeah, you like that, Chad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you like that? Let's talk about FaZe versus NaVi to kick the day off. A little bit of NaVi action after that when they're going to take on those little Lions of the north side. Not enough Lion action, though. You like a little Lion on Nip action, and that is what I like to do myself. So, guys, what sticks out to you? Perhaps, Chad, tell me what's your favorite match for tomorrow.
I think the Ninjas need to start putting some more maps on the board. They've been having a strugglesome time, obviously going down 0-2 to G2 this evening. I don't think anyone saw that one coming. I know they're playing in the ECS right now, and they're having a bit more, you know, of luck, so they need to bring that through to the Pro League because, like we talk about, even though we are still in the early stages, we're not even halfway through this season of Pro League, you need to get the wins on the board early because they're the ones that haunt you at the end of the season.
You guys got that, or?
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll be putting together our
notes.
matchmaking team.
Cool. We'll be discussing your two's roles going forward after the broadcast concludes, which is exactly what we're doing. The road to Odense is not getting any shorter, and in fact, the season is only getting just that. We're going to be cutting it off here and going into the NA broadcast, day number 6 for those guys, the Crypt Keepers themselves. We'll be taking it from here, and we're going to be taking a quick break. Come back and meet us tomorrow. We'll be here for day number 7. See ya.